Woo! Okay, so leadership is ownership. And so you really need to think about that. And I feel like Anna, I'm so glad that we had Anna and Morgan on the Zoom last night. She's been such a standout to me for the last couple of years because, it's so funny how you can truly grab someone's brand off of social media. I've talked to her a few times. I've spoken to her at events when we see each other. But, it's not like we spend tons of time together, but you can really get a snapshot into someone's life by just watching them on social media. And I mean, even when she was planning her wedding, you can just tell she's a very methodical person. And a little bit of upfront planning, what that can do, even if it's just a few minutes, can just catapult you in your life. And so, bad habits, I can continue to call myself disorganized, or I can actually do something about it.
Right.
And I think that when we call ourselves things like that, it's just an excuse. I can say I'm shy, but how is that serving me? I can say I'm disorganized. How is it serving me? Or I can say, you know what? I may never be Anna Richards. I may never be that, because she's very much like Michael, my husband. I will never be that, but I can improve. And so, I really want to start off with that because it ties into what you just said, Rachel, about the $1 Million Challenge. And if we just take some time, we all are multi-million dollar business owners. Every one of you is holding in your hand right now the potential and the opportunity to live an extraordinary life fueled by Isagenix. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind that we're in such a special time in this company where we will become a global household name. No doubt about it. Everything is in line to do that. And so as leaders, which is every single one of you, if you choose to live up to your potential, really needs to think about living with intention and building with intention. And I love, in fact, Michael and I in our morning time this morning said, we need to do that with our calendar. And even though I have a paper calendar, which I always will have, I will always have a paper planner there's something to be said about what she said about your phone alerting you, because we tend to live by our phone anyway. And so if we take just a little bit of planning time to put into, a Google Calendar or your iCalendar, whatever it happens to be, the things that don't change, the date nights with your spouse or partner, the important things with your kids, all of those non-negotiables, gym time, if that's non-negotiable for you, then it's so easy to look just right there digitally where your holes are and to be incredibly purposeful. And, through our team system and utilizing our Facebook groups as a funnel, and then outside of that, following up with 3-way calls and live meetings with people, meeting for coffee, meeting for lunch, all of those things will make you so purposeful and so intentional. And really saying to yourself, I will not let distractions get in the way of my success. Because every one of you is ACMDEing right now. It's like laser beam focused to executive so that you can say, I did it. Let me show you how. It's so incredibly important for you to do that and to create your story that you will have 4 years from now, 5 years from now. But it will require being purposeful. So that goes back to your question, Rachel, about the $1 Million Challenge. And to print it off, in your back office under contests and promotions, right there at the top is $1 Million Challenge. So any contest or promotion in Isagenix is always in contests and promotions. And so look at it. I mean, there's the documents, there's FAQs. So there's really no excuse for any of us to say, well, I really don't understand. You need to say that was just a choice to not understand. So the beautiful thing about this $1 Million Challenge, and to your point, Rachel, up until this point, we really didn't know. I'm going to say, a lot of us didn't. And Heidi Bergkemper, bless her heart, she's awesome, and she's incredibly organized on the team. I'm so grateful for her leadership. Had Donovan from corporate do a Zoom with her, and it's on the success page, and I saw, Rachel, that you put it up on Rising Stars. Take the time to watch that, because then all of your moves in your conversation will be different, because you'll realize what you have. Not only do you have the PIBs, the double PIBs, the rank advancement bonuses, and the cycle pay, it's almost like they've added to it, because there's really not a whole lot to understand. Don't worry, it's not really confusing, because the points you get are for what you should be doing anyway. But if you don't opt in, you won't get it. It's the very first contest or promotion that they've done where you have to opt in, which I think is actually cool because they want the people to earn the extra hundreds and thousands of dollars that actually are intentionally saying, I'm going for it. Mm-hmm. Not, oh, well, you know what, I happened to get this and I didn't even know what was going on. You know, that's not who they want to pay it out to. So you get points for new members who join at various levels of BB, whether that's a PC or an associate. So you get credit for both. You also get points for retail product orders. You get points for personally enrolled members with product reorders, rank advancements. So obviously you're getting points for following up with someone. Genius, right? Mm-hmm. So it's very smart. I love our company and how it truly is a wonderful GPS that's guiding us in what we should be doing anyway. You're getting points for rank advancement. You're getting points for participating in programs like Health and Mind and Body and IsaBody Challenge. So, and this is for you or you're personally enrolled. So how easy would it be to say to every person you enroll, do this and help them to opt into that? Those are points. Those are easy points. Mm-hmm. And those are things that we should be doing anyway. So, you know, it's cash. So it's not like it's only the top 10 people and then so many of us go, oh, well, forget it. You know, I'm never going to be a top 10 person. This is for every single person, whether you're brand new or you've been in for a while. You have the opportunity to earn $200, $400, $600, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. And then there's extra grand prizes for those with the highest points. And so I think it's just really, really smart. And that's what I love about Isagenix. They really don't put stupid things out there like I've seen other companies do that just take people off course. Mm-hmm. They're going to put rewards and campaigns together for what we should be doing anyway. So they have never, in the 5 years I've been a part of Isagenix, done something like this. So all of you are earning already as you're going to ACMDE, creating a network of consumers to bridge over to the long-term residual income, and then you have the opportunity to do this. You have until September 11th to opt in and get all the points that go back to August 1st. So anything you've done from August 1st on will count as long as you opt in by September 11th. Anyone can opt in after that, but September 11th is the deadline for them going backwards with the computer. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Does that make sense, Rachel? Is that good?
Yeah,
on that?
So it makes total sense. And I know a lot of people couldn't get on this morning, but I just wanted to hear you say everything that you just said. It's perfect. Perfect. I was so excited because I actually was on live when Jonathan did that the other night. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went back and I looked at my points. I was like, oh my gosh. So exciting.
Yeah. It is exciting. That's amazing. But if we don't know, we don't know.
Right.
And so we are the vision casters for our team, every one of us. And so I remember years ago, it was actually when I first started in Isagenix, I remember Michael and I did a leadership series. And I remember him saying leadership is ownership. Mm-hmm. It just is. And so, you know, if you have this and you print it off and you put it right in front of your face, like where you work, like you have this sticking up there, it will be top of mind. And remember, focus is 50-yard line. It's center court. It's beachfront property. And so whatever you have in front of you, your sticky notes, you know, you're going to executive, it's right in front of you. You know what you need to do. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm 2 people short. I'm going to do this. You're going to be more likely to stretch for that and to reach for it if it's right there in front of you. Mm-hmm. And it's exciting because, you know, just like we were saying with our product story is huge. And so those days when you want to cheat and you're like, I want to eat that pizza. I don't want to take my cleanse. Just say to yourself, I'm creating my $1 million story that's going to impact lives. Mm-hmm. Because your before and after photos and your before and after story is going to attract so many people to you when you post that on Facebook and when your team members post it because they borrow your story, and you will be in an event 3 years from now telling that same story. When I first started, so that initial system, that initial package of products really cast that vision for yourself, especially on the hard days, and for your team, and to say it's worth it. not only is it worth it for you and your body and your health, but oh my goodness, it's a multi-million dollar story that sticks with you 5 years later. Okay, so that's number one. Just as important, though, is your money story. Just as important. So if you want to be in it to win it, you don't have to hit it hard and put the things that are important to you aside forever. But if you really, really want your business to take off, really consider shifting your priorities to take isogenics even higher. Because what a great time to be doing this. So many of you are so new, right when we're engaging in a 90-day game plan. I mean, it's perfect opportunity, because everything that's being said in isogenics right now is all talked about focus and urgency. And so to put the pedal to the metal now and saying, I'm going to get to executive no matter what, then I'll shore it up later, right? That's so important to do that right now. And to be keeping track of what you're earning and what you're earning in bonuses. That when people ask you, how are you doing? How's it going for you? Are you making money? You're like, oh my goodness, yes. Let me share a couple stories of people on our team. You can share Rachel's story. You can share Pam's story. You can share Donna's story. You can share each other's money story of what's going on and saying, this is what I'm creating right now. This is amazing. Just in the last week, I earned this. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like really hit it with an urgency with your product and your money story, because that when you're in a home or you're talking with someone 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, you will tell both of those stories even then. So absolutely. And of course, we're here to help you and support you in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's a great motivator. I mean, I've been going to the gym more now than I've ever gone to the gym in years and years and years. And it's because I want that after picture, because that's going to be huge for people. And I can't even tell you how many people, like I get texts, I got another one from my sister-in-law, Jen, this morning with one of her clients. And I cannot believe the results people are having on these products. And so we just need to every day share that on Facebook, even if it's not yourself, but all the messages that we're getting, let's kind of share them together. And the money story is huge. And so even if yourself, you're thinking, well, I just don't want anybody to float. Don't float. Don't just casually work this business, because like Lynn said, that story, your initial money story and your initial body story is going to be so huge as we start attracting more people into this business. A lot of people right now are just sitting back and waiting and watching. So let's get them something really amazing to watch, right?
Give them a great show. And for those of you that don't have dramatic body transformations, some of my best people actually came to me when I posted about better sleep. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember a status I put up that I really wasn't even thinking was going to be that big a deal. And I said, spray, 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 hold. I was joking because it was a sleep spray, right? So 3 sprays, hold. So I just said, spray, 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 hold, 60 seconds. Oh my goodness, sweet dreams. This is the best sleep I've ever had. And all these people were commenting, oh my gosh, that stuff's the bomb. That's great. But none of us were saying what it was. And I think I had 4 enrollments from that post because people can't sleep. So don't get caught up on it just being a visual thing. Yes, visual is huge and people are visual. But there are so many other results to post up other than just weight loss. Mm-hmm. I mean, even you have to be careful with compliance, but even how people are able to tolerate certain foods and digestive things. There are so many people dealing with so many issues, and just think creatively about how you can kind of fit those in from time to time, because you never know who's watching, and especially if you alter the different times that you put things in on your Facebook, morning, noon, and evening, because you have different people that scroll at different times. Mm-hmm. Yep. But what you said, Rachel, is so true, that it really is about intention. And with just a little bit of focused intention, I've posted a couple of times now on our success page about, what does that look like? And if you tend to scroll first, and again, this is you personally, only you can say, how bad do you want it? And if you really want this bad, what are you willing to do and to shift and to change? And many of us, and I'll include myself, have some bad habits of what we do first. And so if you tend to scroll first, if you tend to do some of those things first, and you're like, wow, that actually took an hour of my morning. Imagine if you said, no, I'm not going to do that. because the night before I planned, I'm going to send this many messages out and I'm going to do this many follow-ups. And what if you started off your morning doing that first and you had the most incredible hour of productivity before you scrolled, before you liked, before you commented? Think about how incredible you'll feel, because then anything you do after that's just gravy in the day, right? And so, and Anna talked about that. She said, because if you don't know where your holes are, your life just happens to you. And she went 3, 4, and 5-star, and now they're going for 6-star, which is, you guys, that was a crazy income. That's over $400,000 a year. They're in their 20s. They're newlyweds. And it's because she understands power 15 minutes. She understands power 20 minutes. And she shuts everything off. And I'll tell you what, she lives by that too, because she and I have been communicating these last several days about that Zoom. And it would go hours with her not responding to me because she's not looking at her notifications. So think about that. You know, it's like, how bad do you want it? Because most of us, we're trying to focus on our action, and then it's like ding, you know, in your head. And Michael jokes with me about that. He's like, Lynn, you're like a, you know, Pavlov's dog or whatever. It's like you hear a ding or a buzz and you're like, ah, what? You know, and it just completely distracts us. And so it's not about having a full hour. It's about knowing where your 15 minutes are, where your 20 minutes are, you know, where your 25 minutes are, and knowing immediately what you need to do. Because that's how she enrolled 10 people last month. That's how she enrolled 5 president's packs last week. Did you hear her say that? I mean, that's someone who's been in for a while. So it's not even like you have that low-lying fruit of people that are watching. It's because she is absolutely reaching out to people saying, I thought of you. I would love to share this with you. That's intention, right? It's not the endless scrolling. So I hope that helps a little bit. It's worth it, you guys. This is an amazing time in our company right now.
Mm-hmm. It is. And then give us a tip on every time we bring somebody in. We had done a couple of Zooms. I did one with Jennifer. I did one with Donna last night. We have another one tonight. And it's all about getting these people to consultant right away and not going, okay, well, I have to wait for results before I can share it with people. Like I've heard you say over and over again, it's always more fun to do with friends. Yes. Who do you know? Let's get your products paid for. So I kind of feel like the IsaBody Challenge is a really good in for that. Because you can say, listen, I'm doing the IsaBody Challenge. So everybody you get on board, you want to encourage them to do the IsaBody Challenge with you, because we're all enrolled in that, right? And then have them find 2 friends to join the IsaBody Challenge with them. And right there, they have 2 people.
Right. Brilliant. So this is what I would say. This is your toolbox. IsaBody Challenge, it's a tool in your toolbox. One thing I shared with one of our rock star couples the day before yesterday, we did a Zoom with them because they're enrollers. In fact, she said that she had enrolled, I think 11 people. Well, when we talked to her, which was the last week of August, they had enrolled 11 people personally already. So they enroll. What they were having trouble with was duplication. And I made 2 suggestions that she's already gotten back to me. And she's like, oh my goodness, this changed everything. You know, thank you so much. Because what happened was they would have the conversation with those new people about, you know, getting your products paid for, and let me walk you through the success documents and all that. But then she really wasn't seeing them do it. I said, why don't you consider this instead? And it's not because I'm a genius. It's because I've heard this from the people that are succeeding. They do 2 things. They help that person immediately put a post on their Facebook and say something like this. You know what, Rachel? I know that you have no intention at this point to build a business, because they may have told you that, or they don't know, or they want to wait for the results. And to say, but I want to help you to help others. You share with me your goals. You want to have more energy. You want to have better sleep. You want to lose about 15 pounds. I bet there are people in your network that are very similar to you. If I just copy and pasted something for you to put on your Facebook wall, would you consider putting it up there? Because it's so much more fun to do it with other people. People that aren't interested will just ignore it. They'll scroll right past it. But you're going to have some people that will like it, comment it, and even private message you. And I can show you how to get that pack paid for and really impact the lives of the people in your network that are wanting to do what you're wanting to do. Would you consider that? Here's what I've learned, you guys. If you give it to them, they'll do it. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know what to say, so they don't do it. We tell them that there's information on the success pin post about posting before your box arrives, but how many people will actually go do it? Mm-hmm. And it's not that they don't want to, they just don't know how to take the time. So that really, really helps, because if you can just give them a post and say, you know, if you want to change a few words, so that's number one. And then the other is with people, especially those that say they want to build a business, actually give them that text to add people to real results. So to say, you know what, you're in our amazing product page. You could see it's just such a great environment. You know, it's not high pressure. There's great information here. If I gave you what to send in a private message, would you consider sending this to about 20 of your Facebook friends? So, you know, here's what Julia said. She's like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? And I said, well, what's so great about this is then you're coaching the activity they're in instead of telling them what to do when they may want to do it. Mm-hmm. You're actually giving them what to do and they're doing it, even for those that don't necessarily want to do a business. And once somebody has success and once somebody gets a thumbs up, you know, once somebody, you know, adds somebody in there and they have someone interested, they're a lot more likely to want to continue doing it. Does that make sense?
Definitely. That's really smart.
So we've been, and I actually learned that from Melissa Locke. She said, you know, Lynn, in a perfect world, people will go and figure that out themselves, but most won't. Mm-hmm. And she said, I've been spoon feeding them in the beginning. And she said, I can't believe how well it works. People will do it if you just give it to them. My hairdresser is one of those people. She was actually the very first person I enrolled because I just happened to be in her chair. So she was the very first person. She's still in there. She still has never really done anything until now, which is crazy. She has a huge team under her. But she is one of those people. Even though I know she has time and she wants to do this, she's been to a Super Saturday. She will post if I tell her what to do. And so I'm like, okay, that's not hard for me. I have it. I have most of all of that saved on my phone. So copy paste, and say, you know, here you go, Kim, just copy paste. She's like, okay, I can do that. But if I don't do that, she doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. But over time, if people see they have success and they're starting to be paid, then they're going to be more likely to go out there and do it themselves. If this was hard for me and the spoon feeding was hard, I would say, you know, I can't imagine doing that, but it's not hard. So, hey, Jennifer.
Hey, I have a question. Yeah, I'm always the one raising my hand.
That's okay.
So when we give this pin post to people that are using the product, and we say, "Could you post this?" You know, if you know, what would you say? What would you give them for somebody that just was a consumer at this point to bring friends on board
before their box arrives?
Yeah,
it's in there.
Oh, okay. So it would be the same thing whether they were wanting to pursue the business versus, okay, got it. Okay.
And then I read it to them and say, does that feel comfortable? And if they're like, well, and then it's like, okay, let me help you work on that. Let's work on that. But the wording for before your box arrives is actually one that has proven to work really, really well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And then for those that have already had results that are product users, say, let me help you post your results. And with that, many of you have just been doing that. So you just write it very similar to what, if someone just said, oh my goodness, I cannot believe how my pants fit after my cleanse day. I would have them post that because that's what they're passionate about. Yeah. You know, oh my God, I just went through this nutritional cleansing program, just had a cleanse day, and wow, like my pants feel like they're falling off of me. This is incredible. I've never felt so good. You know, and so you can help them post their results. But anytime you can help someone post their results or even post before their box arrives, that's huge, 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 huge. All right, my hubby is pointing at his watch. I have to go, Rachel.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys getting on.
Bye.
If anybody has any questions, I'll stay on for a minute. Everybody good?
Well, that one question about the, can I change the auto ship date?
Right.
She got off. It's all right.
Okay. Put it in the thread. Put it in the thread.
Okay.
Get an answer. Okay.
Rach, I have a question. If you add somebody, they buy product, they absolutely say to you, I do not want to do the business. But, and I'm going to do the whole thing with her. I think this is great. You know, I'm going to be talking to her. But do we add them to the success page or wait to a certain time to do that?
Yeah, don't add them to Rising Stars and don't add them to the success page.
Right.
You can add them to Fresh Starts. They can start getting that product coaching. But the only people added to success in Rising Stars, I would say, are people that, you know, at least get that one first person on board.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, I kind of knew about Rising Stars, but I didn't know really about the
Right. I
success.
just think, you know, if you add them to too many pages, you know, and they're not ready mentally, it'll just be way overwhelming.
Okay.
I think too. I think it should be permission based. You know what I mean? Like Rachel, the girl that you helped me with, that was Arbonne.
Mm-hmm.
She, you know, purchased the package and everything, and then I just asked her. I said, you know, would you like me to add you to? And I explained the Rising Stars and the success, because she's one of these. I want to see what happens to me before I do anything. And she was like, no, I don't want to be added yet. Give me some time with the products.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. But I did tell him, I'm always like, okay, well, I'll check back in with you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, I never say, let me know, you know. So I would just check back in with somebody.
Exactly. And sometimes people just kind of tell you, all of a sudden they're doing some research and now they're texting you more, and you go, well, yeah, you'd be really great at this business. Maybe they didn't start out that way, but they're so excited about what's happening to their body that they're doing more research. And at that point you can ask them if you know, they would like to be added to either or. Yep, I agree. Okay, guys. Well,
okay, I want to show this.
Okay.
Can I show this? Okay, oh my gosh. So remember my post, I was like, okay, so what do I start with when I'm running out of my other stuff?
Okay.
And so I ended up just getting is it backwards?
Nope, it's not backwards.
It is backwards? Okay, anyway, it's the Daytime Moisturizing Cream. Couple of things I just thought were so cute, because I'm going to do like a little thing for my team personally too. If you have not bought the products yet, you see
Don't
this?
you love that?
That is so cute. It plugs the hole. Look, you take it out so that when you are using the pump, it doesn't get everywhere like if you're traveling. And it's a cute little, my nails are horrible, but anyway, it's a cute little Isogenics logo thing. Isn't that not cute?
I love it.
And it smells so good. And this has the SPF 25 in it for the day. And like it's just a little pump. But guys, this smells so good. And what I loved about it, when I put it on, I feel like I'm on QVC. When I put it on, it was like, by the time it dries, it's so soft. Like that was shocking. Like it didn't feel like greasy or any kind of residue left over. Once it was absorbed in, it was like so smooth on the skin. So I'm all excited. I think this is so
and the body lotion feels like that as well. That's what I love.
really?
You put that on and it feels so soft. It dries, soaks right in, not sticky at all.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Oh, that's cool. I'm excited. Well, that's on my next one, is the wash and the cream. Because I want to start, I know it's cheaper to get the whole kit, but I'm just going to be adding in on all of our auto ship orders a little bit of this and that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because it's really cute too.
It is. I love the packaging and all the little things that they do.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. Anybody else have anything? No? All right. I'm going to go send a bunch of messages. How about you guys?
Yes.
Have a
Love
good
you
day.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.